use exit 0 in C, C++, even you might have done it in Java as well. Yes, so we do it. Why? Because your normal execution is represented by 0. Okay, and when it is improper or abnormal execution, it returns 1. Okay, so when you handle exception, even though there is an error, it represents you very in a perfect manner, and then it exits with code 0, which is successful termination. Understood? That's why we have to do it. Okay, since we have done the exception handling, we know what is the issue, right? What is the issue? What should be done in this case? Yes, answers please. Okay, wait, I just remove this. Okay, what should I put here? A plus. Okay. Okay, looks like we have this file. Okay, so which is having a time dot struct. Okay, entire structure is printed and with the answer. Yes, even my answer is printed. Okay, let us handle fingerprinting. Thing. Akshara. It's Akshara. Right. Okay, Akshara. Which one is module? Module is module and execution is of mod ENS, right? Okay. So Python 3 compatible. Okay. And then right? Okay. Okay. Immediately we have something. Okay, log text is created. Fine. Then operation and area. Okay, I'll go for operation. Okay. Don't you think you should print an output over there? Then you should print output over here. Okay, execution starts at. Okay, so you have done start and stop as well. Okay, fine. So it was okay 23 and 24. Okay, took 1 minute for execution. Okay, and which was the function that I have executed? It's not written over here. Operation. Yeah, but it is not included here. Hmm? Where is it? I cannot see it in this file. I know execution starts at, but what function was executed? That is fine. Okay, so I expected what? When I, let's say, execute operation, okay, it should print that operation was executed. Operation function was executed. Understood? Clear? Now, why do we do it? Everyone understood why do we do it? Mentioning of log. Okay, this is used by mostly testers and ones who are responsible for software maintenance. Okay, they ask for log file. Let's say if software is throwing an error or probably it is not working fine. Okay, after a few days of delivery, it is the customer says that it is not working properly. It is continuously throwing an exception, or probably the values are not being sent properly to another page. Okay, so you must be able to note these things down in your log file. Okay, each and every software, each and every really nice software, good software, always maintains a log file, and those logs files are maintained using .log method. .log. Okay, Windows has a very different method of keeping a log file. Okay, any file name .log you give, every time you open it, it will have the timestamp as soon as you open it. Okay, so that is a functionality they have it. In here we have already time.time function or time.local time or any other things for Python. And for doing it, naturally in operating system you have bash script to do it. Okay. Bash script is responsible for doing it. Okay, so I don't think so there is any exception over here. Yeah, okay, well written code. Okay, who is next? Abhishek, Ganesh. Ganesh. Okay. Which one is module? Module 1.py is module and front.py is executable. I think Z compatible. Okay. Log record show. Okay. Post number 5 second 7. Okay. Fine. Let us raise an exception. Yes. I will give string. Yes. We can raise an exception anytime we want. Okay. The total up to us. This is how testers will test. It's not working. He'll say it's not working. But you will say, I have already printed. Enter your post number. Then why would he put over there string? Isn't it? Okay. But let's say it should be a number, right? But client doesn't know how to put that number. So he will say, I will write like this. I will write like this. 4. I have so much time I can type FOUR. Okay. So you say it's not working. Your product is failed product. It is not taking a number. But you say, sir, that is a string. He said, I don't understand data types. It's your job. Isn't it? That's your job to do it. So that's the same reason why we do it. Exception handling, right? Okay, let's handle the exception. We have again value error. Put nano. And there we go. Okay, what was the line number there? Okay, from initial. Line number 4. Okay. 2, 3, and 4 from here itself, right? Input. Okay, let us put it into try block. Okay, let us catch the exception over here. Okay. Okay, what do we have? Understood? So you need to handle exception and handle customer as well. Understood? Based on your customer, you'll have to use these exceptions. Okay. But the other thing we have here is what? Name error. Okay. We have another new error, isn't it? Since we have started with exception handling, it is now asking that every point you handle an exception has to be handled with the rest of the program as well. Isn't it? So can anyone tell me why did the name error occur over here? See, it is giving you clearly, line number 12. Yes? And line number 12, it is saying C is equal to module 1 dot add A comma B. And it is saying name error, name A is not defined. Reason being? Exactly. We took that A into try block, but it was again used it for further processing. It was used for further processing as well. So at that point of time, we'll need to handle name error as well. Okay, so let us handle name error. Okay, should I remove except from this part? Yes, okay, I'll copy this. Okay, he has called the module there. Okay, so it's the module one dot result one. Okay, that is the point where the execution is beginning, I guess. Yes, Ganesh? Module one dot result. So it is calling that result function from that part. Is it? Okay. So we'll handle before that. We have already copied it, just paste it. Okay. Okay, what is the other exception we'll need to handle? Okay, name error. What happens if I use E over here? Will it work? Will it work or not? Okay, yes. So what is the result now? Yes. Okay, so there is no occurrence of what? Name error now. Got it? Since first exception is already giving out what not to do. Okay, and the other is being masked by the previous exception. So it is not throwing what has to be done. But it is executing what part? Module 1 dot results. Okay. Okay, since the entire triangle except has been completed, it can go for further executions. Okay, so it is nothing like it has to be the first block or it should end with the except block only. Okay, you can have some of the statements written after the except block as well. It doesn't stop your execution. Did you understand? Yes. Okay, so probably we can catch many more errors, but I would like you to do it. Okay, so try and use except in your entire program. Take any big program you have. Okay, and I'll come and I'll try to break it. Understood? Works? Okay, take any big program you have at the moment. Okay, I'll come there once you are done with your exception handling. I'll try to induce some of the exceptions which you have not handled. Fine? Is it okay? So I give you time till 10 minutes. Okay, now it's 10:34. I give it 10:44 for it. Yes, go ahead, do it. Okay, I hope you have handled the exceptions, and I'll come for a round now. Also remember, you are not supposed to use base class exception. You are not supposed to use the base class exception because eventually that handles all types of exceptions. Not use base class, that's cheating. You can fetch it. If you want to update, you can update it. Okay, once we are done with database operation, expect some really nice projects. Okay, projects as in the assignments. Good enough? Okay, you can create a new project inside your PyCharm